Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming and being here today. So let me introduce myself first. So I'm Jordi Torres. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Verbio, a company completely focused on voice AI, speech technologies. And before I'm starting, let me say that I think it's been a quite good event. Well, it's already an event. I mean, it's still running, and I think it's been a good event just mainly because of the several conversations I've been having with many call and contact center responsible managers. We've been talking about all the main challenges and pain points that all these organizations are facing, which are growing and growing and growing, these challenges and problems. And I think it's been really, really a learning session for me on that and proving that what we're doing in Verbio, it makes complete sense. What are all those challenges and those problems and those pain points that all those conversations were running around? So I think we have two different things within those challenges and pain points. One it's facing the customer, the end user, and the other one is facing the organization itself in terms of human labor, capacity, resources, and the problems behind that. In terms of customer, I mean, how difficult is to retain a customer? There are many statistics that say that gaining a new customer is 5 times more expensive than retaining one. So all organizations should be focusing as much as possible on retaining those customers because they are basically dust gold. I mean, you have to take care of them to make sure that they are happy staying with you and they don't want to leave. And as well, there are many and many statistics that Forbes was just publishing one last April explaining that 96% of customers would be willing to change to another company just because they have a bad customer experience. And from that 96%, 29% of those customers were extremely willing to switch to another company, another vendor, because they would be receiving better customer experience. So customer experience is key. It means because the client, it's really difficult to gain clients. So we need to take care and we need to make sure that we're retaining them. So we better focus on customer experience because that's the key to just retain those customers. Happy customers also means more referrals, upselling. So that's one of the main focuses. And I think that all of us will agree that not all interactions that customers just face on contact centers are really, really good experiences. So whatever we can do to improve a little bit that customer experience, I think it's going to be welcome. The second side of those challenges and pain points that I've been discussing over these last 2 days is about the agent churn and all the difficulties on retaining good agents in place, hiring new talent, which is a really, really challenging thing nowadays, training those new hirings, onboarding them. That's a pain point. And I completely understand that. It's really difficult to get good people and retain that people. So what we can do in order to make sure that we can at least support those companies in those 2 pain points. My answer, and that's going to be my presentation today, I'm going to walk through some insights that basically what we are trying to say as Verbio is technology and AI and voice AI can help and can release some pressure on those 2 pains. Our approach as a company is not that AI should replace absolutely everything, voice AI should replace absolutely human agents. That's not our approach. Our approach is if you have in place the right technology to support your people in your contact center, I mean, the result is going to be much better than not having that because technology, voice AI, can provide some things that you cannot provide just with human agents. And that's our approach. So just a little bit of insight about Verbio. So Verbio is a company that was founded over 23 years ago. So it's not that we just appeared yesterday. And we've been always focused on speech technologies. 100% of all the technology that Verbio provides is fully owned, developed. We do not integrate a single third-party piece in our technology. It means that we have a really, I would say, surprising high level of control and knowledge on what we're doing in terms of technology. One of the things that proves that is that 85% of our staff are tech people, are engineers or linguists, obviously, because we are a company, our technology basically is language dependent. So it means that you have to be linguist, you have to have linguists within your staff. Our footprint is quite global. We focus mainly on Europe as a market and the Americas as a continent. We have offices we have offices in Spain because basically that's where the company was born. But we have offices in the UK, we have offices in the US, Mexico, and Brazil. Those offices are not just sales offices. Those offices are resources, are plenty of resources to deploy projects. So it's tech people and linguists there to make sure that projects are run and are deployed in the right way. More than 20% of our staff are PhD. So we are technology manufacturers, and that's a reality. We have complete control of our roadmap. And our footprint is as well in terms of companies and logos. You'll see that later on, but we work for the main telcos, banks, and governments around those regions of the world. We work a lot with BPOs, call centers, contact centers. We have a nice channel partner side within the company that's providing support to us on just making us more reachable around all those regions. And we are trying basically what says here at the bottom, which is we're trying to make human-machine interaction more easy, supporting, again, human agents on call centers. Chances are that you've been interacting with our technology for sure, because our technology is running in many banks, telcos, and I'm pretty sure that you've been interacting with our technology before, but all as usual, you don't know that because we're running behind the scenes. That's quite common. So, okay, how can a company like Verbio, how can a technology solution like Verbio help to release that pressure and address these two pain points on the agent side and on the customer side? Because we will agree for sure that that's happening. How many of us, even running and working in this environment, are facing ourselves things like this? Like that the average speed to answer call, it's like 106 seconds, the highest recorded ever. That's not delivering good customer experience for sure. I think we will agree on that. So how do we address that? Well, Verbio provides 4 core technologies. That's our technology stack. So basically what we do is we base our solutions on these 4 technologies. We have speech transcription, so transcribing audio into text in order to fit the AI and to fit the machine to understand what the person is saying. We have the text-to-speech piece, which is voice synthesis, so providing the machine with the ability to speak, so transcribing or transforming text into audio. We have the NLU piece, which is basically aimed to detect the intent, understand what's the intent behind that request that the client, the end user is saying. And we have the voice biometrics piece as well, which is the technology that helps on authenticate someone using the voice as a biometric print, like facial biometrics or fingerprint or whatever. So we are a 360 degrees company in terms of voice. We cover all the voice technology areas that can be covered, okay? This forms what we call our voice platform. That voice platform can be can be deployed on-prem, and it's already available on cloud. And with these four main core technologies, we then build specific solutions, completely focused and specific to the call center environment. These three solutions are the call automation solution, which is basically automating interactions and flows and conversations in the call center. Again, helping the agent on gathering information, understanding what the client wants to do on the first instance, and that call automation piece can go as much as we want in terms of beyond within the IVR through the process of the interaction with the client. I was discussing this morning with a gentleman from a call center. He was saying, we don't want to replace the human agent. We want just to support the human agent. I mean, how call automation can do that? And I was explaining him, it's really simple to explain. I mean, instead of having someone just answering the first interaction, or having the customer, or making the customer, forcing the customer to navigate through a tedious menu of dial 1, dial 3, or say that, or say what. I mean, we can just put in place at the very front of the IVR an open question. The voice virtual assistant asking, how may I help you? That's it. So I can then, with the answer of the user, I can directly, straightforward, understand what's the main reason, what's the reason of that person that he's calling. Just taking that person directly to the endpoint. Once you've done that, you can route that call to any specific group of agents that are specifically doing that specific task. We can gather more information before routing that call to the agent. So when the agent is receiving the call, the agent has already all that information in front of him beforehand. So we are just facilitating his or her task. Or we can automate some of the processes, but we don't have to automate all of them. The simple requests, the simple things that the client may, for a user may, for some simple requests, they may not need an agent for doing that. And it can be self-service through using voice, which is the most natural way to interact. So we can go as far as we want on that process. On the call transcription side, the call transcription engine, or the solution, what it's doing, it's basically understanding what's being said with the human agent and the user, just for compliance purposes, for quality assurance purposes, whatever we want to just understand that it's behind that call. And the call authentication, obviously, is the solution out of the box, just to plug and play on facilitating the user to be authenticated using the voice, so not having to remember about secret questions and IDs and whatever. So making, again, customer lives easier, which is the main purpose of putting all these solutions in place. That's the main purpose, okay? And what is the difference between Verbio and some of the vendors around there maybe providing the same kind of technology and solutions? Well, I would say, and let me say that clear, we're pretty different, and we have quite singularities as a company that makes us fitting perfect in some cases and maybe not in some others. The first one is that we are experts in call center environment. And that's really important, because the interactions and the conversations that happen in a call center are completely different to the conversations and interactions that may happen, for example, I don't know, typing or doing some other sort of interaction. When a user is calling to a call center, that user expresses him or herself in a specific way. It's not only that. We understand those challenges and pain points that I was exposing at the beginning, that we completely understand that, because we only interact within the call center environment. So we know how that works, and that makes us quite different. We can go straight to the point because we understand what our client is facing. We are flexible and we are completely scalable. That's another characteristic of Verbio. I mean, we basically provide large-scale projects. Always our technology is deployed with really demanding and with high volumes of interactions per day, per month. You'll see that later on the success stories. Global reach, that footprint that I was mentioning at the beginning, we have a global reach. We can deploy projects here. We can deploy projects basically everywhere. We have people deployed on all those regions just to support that deployment, not just selling, being back-to-back with the client on the deployment. Customization and tooling, that's really important for us. Customizing the technology and this solution for a specific use case, for a specific client, it's the only way to make sure that you get high rates of success. We have, of course, our out-of-the-box technology and solutions. Of course, our technology and solutions are out of the box. You can plug and play. But we always run some sort of customization on top of it to make sure that the accuracy, that the results will be the highest possible results. And you only do that with that customization. Accuracy, you'll see that on the next slide why, but accuracy is the key that opens all the doors to having a voice automated solution successful. Accuracy is the key thing. It's the cornerstone, and I'll talk about that later on. And time to market. I mean, again, customization is important, but we have to be able to deploy quick, easy, and with no hassle. And that's what we're used to do with our out-of-the-box solutions, okay? And now to the point on accuracy, because when someone just approaches to me and says, okay, Jordi, what's your opinion? In order to make one of those solutions, putting in place one of those solutions and making sure that that solution will provide results and will help on having really great customer experience, what is the main thing? Which is the key point? The key point is accuracy. And believe me, no matter what, if you don't have high levels of accuracy, whatever lies behind that, it's useless. If I'm not able to understand what the user is saying on the first instant quickly, and I don't have to just ask 5 times on what did you mean? If you don't have those high levels of accuracy, never mind about the scalability of the solution, never mind about the UX of the solution, anything else, never mind. Doesn't matter. It means, so the cornerstone for having a successful voice automation solution, it's accuracy. How do you get high levels of accuracy? Okay, the only way to get high levels of accuracy is understanding what the person is saying. Understanding what the person is saying means that I have to be able to understand a specific language perfectly, and not only that language. Obviously, I'm not native English speaker, but if I have to interact with a voice automation solution, that solution should understand my English as well. Or how many accents do we have in English? UK English, US English. Within the US, you have several and dozens of different accents, Texas accent, East accent. You have people living from different origins from abroad speaking that language. So it's not about just understanding English. It's understanding all the nuances within that language that makes accuracy going from 80 something to 90 highs. And we want to get to the 90 highs. That's where we want to get. When you get that accuracy, it's when you get call retention. It means that people just feels comfortable using the automated solution because the automated solution is understanding what the person is willing to do. So that if you have call retention, if you keep the caller within the call, it's meaning basically that you are providing a good customer experience, because otherwise the user would hang up, or the user would not repeat again on using the platform. If the user keeps on using it, it's because they're having a good customer experience. Hence, you're having savings, you're providing good customer experience, then it's when the money comes in. When we have been providing this good customer experience, when we are having high call retention rates, then it's when money is coming in. That's the point. We want to get there, and accuracy is the first thing to make sure you get to that point. in every single project that we deploy, we get at least more than 90% of accuracy. That's almost granted. I mean, our technology and our customization and our tooling provide that because we understand how important is that. That's our main point, our main focus in any project before we deploy. Just a short video just to show you how the technology in the solution is running, a short one.
What would happen if customers were at the center of your business? And what would happen if those customers actually noticed and were aware of it? Your experience is what takes away or gives value to your brand. What if your customers could always be served automatically, without having to dial tones or wait long minutes for an agent to respond? What if they could do all that with their voice, autonomously?
Hi, I've been trying to get my problem solved for the past 2 hours, but I'm constantly being transferred back and forth. This is the third time I've been transferred. I've already given my data to 3 of your colleagues. What else can I do so that you can solve my problem?
Have you ever been in this situation? No, I don't want to hire anything. No, I'm just calling because they charged me double on my last bill. No, I haven't accepted anything. I haven't signed anything. Okay, there's no way. Get me a superior. This customer service sucks.
Hello, you are speaking with Rubio's Artificial Intelligence Technologies. How can we help you? Good afternoon. I have detected by your voice print that you are Mr. Mark Garcia. Is that correct? Understood, Mr. Mark Garcia. I already have your data. The next available date for your appointment is Monday at 4 p.m. How are you doing today?
Great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. That is a 10 service.
Verbio's AI-based technologies take the design of customer care and automation solutions that take the customer experience to the next level, responding and automating processes faster and easier, simply by using the power of your voice. Put Verbio's artificial intelligence technologies to work and simply make customers' interactions natural and easy. Verbio, be a voice, not an echo.
I think that's a good example on obviously what are we winning when we're talking about call automation and call authentication. But for me, the example is also good on not having to have the user waiting for having an agent to be attended and solving for a completely automated way a simple request, which is I just want to make a booking. If there's something more complex, obviously that call needs to be routed to a human agent. But if it's not, that works. It's more than enough, and the client is completely satisfied by the end of the call. And that when it's where, again, we see money coming in on those savings and ROI. And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention today. I hope it's been helpful. I would just encourage you if you want to visit us to our stand, which is the CCF 61 down there on your left. The team that we have, an amazing team, will be more than just answer any questions that you, any specific questions that you have. Now, if you have any question, I will be more than glad to answer that as well. Thank you very much.